I went to China for the first time, and I gotta say, it was awesome. In recent years, I've gone all over the globe, from many places in the States to Germany to even the country right next door to China, Japan. But for my whole life, visiting China felt like a really far-off bucket list dream. I mean, I just never really had a great reason to go. So when I heard that there was going to be a gacha game festival called Kuro Fest, where I could spend too much money on merch, get exclusive collab snacks, and even meet the real shorekeeper in real life, yeah, I was sold. Hey guys, it's me. In the shower. Does anybody else do the thing where you know you have something coming up, so you just don't do anything else? My flight's in like an hour. I've been in here for 2 hours. Hashtag relatable. Look, I don't think you guys get just how bad my pre-flight anxiety is. It's one of those things that I'll have to do on a Thursday, so that means I can't do anything else from Monday to Wednesday. And this flight to China was gonna be 16 hours straight in a tiny little seat. And not to mention, there were 2 other flights that I had to take to get there as well. And I mean, dude, I've done long trips before, but this is a different beast. But I'll tell you why this trip was meant to be. I was planning to do this whole thing with my best friend Doro44. We planned out the whole thing together. We got the same hotel. We even got seats on a plane right beside each other. And if you've ever taken a trip internationally, you know that the tickets aren't cheap. Going from North America to Asia can easily run you between $1,000 to even sometimes $3,000 for basic economy. Let's say you're feeling really bougie. You want to fly first class. You know how much it'll cost you? $10,000 to $15,000. Right, so there was no way we were doing that until less than 24 hours before our trip. I just had this feeling come over me that I should check to see if upgrades are available for this flight. Now, normally this never happens, at least not for a really good price, but at 2 in the morning, I opened my Delta app and lo and behold, first class was on sale. I'm talking about seats for less than $1,000, which is a huge deal for a 16-hour flight. I instantly called Doro to tell him, and long story short, do you think we should do it?
Hell yeah, why wouldn't we?
So that brings me to a special segment of this video, Duck's Rich Person Seat Review. You get on, hot towel. You sit down, champagne. You're nuts, they're hot. This experience has ruined flying for me forever. I mean, they even give you dinner when you hit a jackpot. That's crazy, that was your prize. The timing on this clip was crazy. The food was really good for plain food. It was like chicken and soup, but fancy. And I had this really elegant Chinese delicacy dessert. I can't even pronounce it. It was so fancy, honestly. But after having the best in-flight meal I'd ever have, I did the thing I always dreamed of. Dreaming on a plane. I can never sleep on planes, man. I mean, it's so uncomfortable already, but once you do get to sleep, something always wakes you up. But on this flight, you have your own room. With no disturbances, I slept for 10 hours straight. Felt like a brand new man waking up with only like 3 or 4 hours left to go. For the rest of my flight, Doro and I talked about how handsome our subscribers are. I mean, they're just beautiful. We landed in Korea with a 4-hour layover, so we got some food and realized just how strange the Incheon airport can be. Like, what are these things? And then it was time for our next flight, and let me tell you, it was way worse. That was not as good as first class. You get on, humidity. You sit down, leg cramps. You're nuts. Well, they're still hot, but just in a different way. These 4 hours were much harder than the previous 16 we just did. But after watching Transformers 1, which was fantastic, by the way, you should watch that movie, we had finally landed in China. And of course, the first thing we did to take in the beautiful Chinese culture was, yeah, we went to Disneyland. Yeah, we did the most American thing we could find as our first activity in China. And look, I know it sounds crazy to do this right away, but it was going to be a busy week, and Doro and I love Disney. We're actually trying to visit every park in the world, and with Hong Kong less than an hour train ride away, we just had to. I herald your end. I herald Mickey Mouse. We kept our day at Disney pretty simple. We got some cool merch, rode a few rides, died inside from all the insane heat in China. Oh my god, I never knew heat existed like this. Every few minutes, I found myself just disassociating from the sheer weight of the air. I mean, look at me during the fireworks. This man is gone. Here's a look at the entire haul of merch that I got. Don't ask about how much it cost. Not important. Here are my top 3 favorite things about Disneyland Hong Kong. Number 1, the food was really good. For lunch, we had crab cakes with corn, a croissant burger thing, thing that was really interesting, and some good old baby back ribs. The best part of the meal was the Donald Duck smoothie for dessert. His feet are like in the cream. He's upside down like you're drinking Donald's ass. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. Anyways, it tasted like mixed berries with like vanilla cream. Then through the rest of the day, I kept getting more cold treats that just kept bringing me back from the brink of death. I'm not kidding. This heat would probably kill any animal from Antarctica. Number 2, the wait times are really short for any of the attractions. Since there are 2 Disney locations in China, most people go to the newer Shanghai Disney, making this park basically empty in a lot of places. Never really waited more than just a few minutes to get on anything. And finally, some of the rides that were exclusive to this location were bangers. Big Grizzly Mountain roller coaster and the Iron Man experience and the Ant-Man shooter ride, they're all exclusive to this park and they're all so good. We only ran into one really bad ride. I think it was called the Wandering Oaken Sliding Sleighs in the frozen part of the park, and it lasted like, it was like 45 seconds, dude. Welcome back. That's the shortest roller coaster I've ever been. Yeah, so we were really disappointed with that one. But we wrapped up the night with watching the most beautiful fireworks show. It really was, you know, no pun intended, magical. And it was at this point that it was all hitting me, you know? I had made this insane journey over here with my best friend, and we really were watching Chinese Mickey Mouse talk about the power of imagination and friendship. I mean, nothing could ruin this moment. Oh my god, our train is leaving soon. We have to run to get there. We sprinted over to our departure gate and jumped onto the train as the doors were about to close. And I kid you not, dude, I took this screenshot on my phone at 10:13. The train departed at 10:14. And if we had missed this, we would have been stranded in Hong Kong for a night without our bags that were already at the hotel. We would have missed day 1 of Kira Fest, which is the reason why we were here in the first place. But as I sat down, the cortisol in my body started to go away. I was relaxing. I was enjoying my ride back to Guangzhou, China, and then a kid threw up in front of me all over the seats multiple times. So yeah. That was day 1. On day 2, we did Kira Fest. If you're not familiar with Kira Fest, it's a convention where fans of games like Punishing Gray Raven or Wuthering Waves get together to celebrate their love of fictional women. They had huge booths with different sceneries from the games, so many cosplayers, and even whatever these things are. Day 1 of the convention was really surreal to see. I recognize that there's a lot of fans of these games, but you really just don't realize until you're there how many fans there are. At this point in my career, I've been to like 100 anime or video game conventions, and I kid you not, the crowd that showed up to this festival, a convention for 2 games, rivaled the attendance of some of even the largest North American conventions. I guess that really is the power of gacha. What really surprised me is that I even got recognized a couple of times. I took some photos and said hi to some viewers, but there was one interaction that really stood out to me. You see, these 2 guys came up to me as soon as I got to the festival. I walk in the doors and they tap on my shoulder and point at me and say, "Pink Fur Brother!" And then ran away. No photo, no conversation, just 2 people screaming at me like I'm some kind of mythical beast. The rest of day 1 was a blast, but to be honest, I have so much social anxiety. These things are kind of hard for me. Just look at the size of this crowd, bro. You can't even walk anywhere. I mean, every photo op had a 30-minute line. Every booth was packed to the brim. I just couldn't take it. So I decided to leave a little early and come back the next day super early so I could beat some of these crowds. And you're probably wondering, what did you do with the rest of your day? This is only like 3 p.m. at this point. I probably got some like traditional Chinese cuisine or explored the city of China. I broke into the headquarters of Kira Games and got every leak known to man. I have the entire roadmap for the game for the next 10 years. I'm releasing everything once this video hits 10k likes. Good luck. Okay, so I didn't actually sneak in. Kira Games invited me to their offices willingly so I could see where all the magic happens. The office was super minimalistic. They had lots of figures and different merch, but the best thing about the Kira Games offices, the Kira cats. They have a room with cats in them just for you to go relax and touch the cats and have fun. I even tried to take one home with me, but Salone stopped me, bro. It was this close. I just had to get on a 16-hour flight with that thing and I was home free. I will bring you home. To end the day, I had my first ever traditional Cantonese dinner. Some business friends of mine decided to treat me and my friends to our first time at a fancy Chinese restaurant. And let me tell you what, they had some of the best food known to man. I'm talking fancy lobsters, winter melon soup. I didn't even know what a winter melon was before this. This pineapple dessert that you flatten with your hands before you eat it. And flowers? All right, this is flour, and what is it? Pork. What we got? Yeah, eating flowers was not on my checklist, but was surprisingly good. Food was great, hanging out with friends was even better, and dude, I was having the time of my life. So we said goodbye to some of our business partners and headed home. And oh yeah, on the way home, this truck flipped over in the middle of the road. The driver was all right, but damn, I thought this was a crazy clip. Final day of the trip rolled around so quickly, and today I was on a mission. Avoid people. At any cost necessary. I got up at the crack of dawn to be any line for CuroFest Day 2, and let me tell you, top 5 best decisions I've ever made. There were no lines, I was able to easily check out each booth, I got a bunch of really awesome photos, and I could even show off how great my reaction time is.
And press the button. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Go. Okay, let's not talk about it. It was like 7 in the morning, okay? My reflexes weren't the best this early. CuroFest Day 2 was a blast because I got to try out Chinese Pizza Hut. They had this really interesting honey cheese bread thing. I wasn't really sure if I loved it, but it was at least fun to try. There was a limited time collab with Lawson's for different Wuwat characters, so I got some adorable merch from that. There was a live concert and cosplays everywhere. There were so many cosplays. I think the most common cosplay that I saw was either Shorekeeper or Scar, and I will say, Kuro Games, if you're watching this, every Scar I saw had an onigiri. I'm just saying. A highlight for day 2 for me is when I showed Jinsey my sick dance moves, which I think she really liked. I cooled off with this minty cranberry donut drink, and then I took a bath. Yeah, that's a real sentence. I took a bath at a convention. The set design on some of these booths that they had were just so good. There was great displays of like art and stuff like that, of course. But this one was just bathtubs from Renacita that you could ride because we needed that and we didn't know. They had a lot of things from Punishing Gray Raven too, but personally, I've never played before. But I'm sure that some of this stuff looks real sick to some of you. The last day of CuroFest was really spent with some of my best friends that I've made over the years, some of which I very rarely ever see. I couldn't really help but feel like thankful for this experience that we were all sharing together in this country far, far away from home, all over a video game. As Justin Bieber once said, life is worth living. The festival really reminded me again just how cool it is to do what I do, and it's because of you guys. Like, I couldn't go and do trips like this without you watching the videos or the live streams. Like, you are the backbone of everything that I do. I hope at some point the content that I've made has resonated with you or made you laugh or made you kind of like just be distracted from what's going on in the real world, because that's what I'm after. And I think that going to this convention really reminded me that like that's the goal. It's just to have fun with these games. The convention wrapped up with a banger concert, which was packed, by the way. They could probably sell more tickets than the Jonas Brothers. And then the CEO Salone himself said a few parting words. And I can't speak Chinese, so I'll never really know what he said, but I'd like to think it was something along the lines of, shout out to my good friend Duck TV who's in the crowd right now. Thank you for coming to China, and I love you. And you know what? I feel the same way, Salone. CuroFest was now done. I had one more night left in China, and I spent that time hanging out with some of my best friends and eating the spiciest food known to man. Holy crap, nobody told me China was like this. We got dinner, told old stories, we went shopping that night, and then someone, I don't remember who, brought out this little red and white bottle, and I don't remember the rest of the night after that. Next thing I remember is waking up at 3 in the morning feeling like Bear Grylls in my hotel room.
Sanctuary, my sanctuary now, where fears and lies melt away.
Then I got a bunch of footage of myself just doing things in my room. I don't really know what I was gonna narrate over this. At the time, I thought these were banger clips, and you know what? And I still stand by it. I'm in the bathtub. At night. From there, I got on the plane to go home. It was another 26 hours. My anxiety was still terrible, but I'm here now making this video and watching the footage back. I just can't believe it happened. I really hope to go again next year to CuroFest 2026. And yeah, I love you.